The internet is full of some insane engine swaps. Now these swaps are genuinely sick, and the guys doing them are extremely talented. But I can see how these swaps might seem so unattainable, so out of reach, so impressive that they might discourage the average person from attempting an engine swap at all. I mean, where do you even start? Cars are meant to be enjoyed, and I think that it's my job to help as many people love cars as possible, myself included. So today, we're taking it back to basics. This is Normie. He's a 1998 Volkswagen Golf, and he is my very normal project car. Unfortunately, he's got about 300,000 miles on him, and he don't run so good. Definitely burning a lot of oil.
Were you hitting up Chris to see if he could call someone?
So we're taking Norman's stock engine out and swapping in a very modest, very normal, but much newer and more powerful engine that we pulled out of a 2008 Jetta to get him running more reliably with a little bit of more power, baby. Oh yeah, and we're doing it in 48 hours, starting right now.
Dude, I'm so excited we're finally doing this. I mean, listen, he's tired.
Last time we worked on Norman, I enlisted the help of several friends all across LA. This time, we'll be doing the entire project at Chris's shop with the help of Chris, obviously, and one very special guest, someone who is a meek wrencher, an unassuming tinkerer, the one and only humble mechanic. Now, I feel like I need to point out this isn't your typical garage swap scenario. We've got a lift, all the tools we can imagine, and people who actually know what they're doing. Not exactly the most normal process, but the swap itself is super normal. It's the kind of thing any of us could do given enough time, practice, and maybe a month's worth of weekends. We decided to do it this way because, well, Charles lives in North Carolina, and Chris has a ton of other projects going on. But he was kind enough to give us his shop for 2 days, so we're gonna make this thing work in 2 days. Because we have to. Engine officially out. Chris, this is the second engine we've pulled out of a Mark III in a row without putting one back in. But that all changes today, because for the first time ever, Chris and I, your two favorite guys pulling out engines, are gonna put one in.
This engine swap going in, just physical engine in engine bay, super easy. The thing I don't know about is wiring, right? That's the thing everybody's scared of. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. But as far as just installing, it only mounts in 3 places. And that makes it pretty easy. Luckily, this engine swap's been done before, so we're not, reinventing the wheel, I guess.
From a high level, I want Norman to be the best version of himself. But more specifically, for this engine swap, I'm really just looking for 2 things. Number 1, reliability. I've never really enjoyed a project car that doesn't start. Number 2, more power. Right now, he makes about 100 horsepower. We're aiming for 200. That's a good amount for a 90s front-wheel drive car. So what is our very normal engine that we're swapping into Normie to achieve these goals? It's one of the most reliable and affordable German engines from the 2000s, the 07K. Reasons for going with it: cost, availability, and maybe most importantly, the fact that 1 million other people have already done it, so parts are readily available on the internet. However...
We have a problem.
Huh?
We have a problem.
What?
A lot of fucking rusty water came out of one cylinder. That means it sat there and then...
Our engine was full of rusty water. Also, earlier that morning, we noticed that the sealant around the timing cover was shoddy. Not immediate cause for alarm, but the rusty water itself most likely means that out of the gate, our goal of finishing in 48 hours is already looking pretty dismal.
So I just called him. He's gonna get another more engine ready.
But they're pulling it right now. I pitched this as a normal engine swap, and I still stand by that because stuff like this happening is very normal. I'm glad that we caught it this early, and honestly, I'm glad that it happened to us because now I can tell you that it's probably gonna happen to you. Check everything before you put it into your car, because I can't imagine how disappointed I would be if we went to start this thing up and it seized. The junkyard's making it right. We're getting a new engine right now. And that's just the way she goes sometimes, you know?
don't know if I told you guys, but I was like, man, he had one yesterday that was like complete. I wish he would have gave me that one. Well, this is that one. I was like, why the f did you give me that one to begin with?
Chris needs to understand that
Not everything revolves around James? No, everything does revolve around James.
Introducing our next engine. It was pretty clutch that they had another 07K on hand. This one's off a 2008 Beetle, so in theory, it shouldn't affect any part of our plan. One big advantage of doing an engine swap is that you can work on the engine while it is out of the car. That makes it easier to upgrade parts that are usually a pain in the ass to reach, like this thermostat housing. The old one's made of plastic, so we're replacing it with this nice billet piece that also has ports that are better set up for the cooling system on a Golf. We're replacing the oil cooler too. Same reason, easy access, might as well. Since this engine came from an automatic, we need to swap a few parts so it works with our manual transmission. They're from an old manual Golf and have been sitting outside for a bit, so we're gonna vapor hone the flywheel to freshen it up. Unfortunately, we can't do the same for the clutch or pressure plate because they're too delicate. But according to Chris, the rust here won't cause any issues. While Chris and I finished putting the engine together,
he's always on his phone.
Charles is working on making sure everything surrounding the engine will still work.
I've been working on the clutch. We're gonna ditch the factory cable-driven clutch that this car came with and install a hydraulic clutch. This will slide through existing holes in the firewall. This goes to the pedal, and then we have this support bracket which bolts inside the car, just like that. And then this bolts up to our transmission. And to me, this is the way to go, especially when you're in this deep on an engine swap.
So with this engine swap, we tried our best to battle scope creep, which is when you start doing a thing, it's easy to add little things here and there, and then before you know it, you have something totally unmanageable and beyond what you need. The only place where we let that happen was with the shifter. This is a CAE shifter. I had it in my garage, and this thing is gonna look hilarious and be really fun to drive. So this will all come out, and we're gonna have to figure out some way to like cut up the center console to make it all fit. So this is kind of like Normie wearing a chain.
Like a big belt buckle. Maybe?
Yeah, big belt. This is a Western belt buckle for Normie. We're nearing the end of day one, and even though we had a couple of setbacks, we've covered a lot of ground. The car is almost ready for the new motor, and the new motor is almost ready to go in the car. Do I think they were gonna get it done by the end of day two? We'll see. Day two, feeling good. The sun is shining, coffee's starting to hit. Exciting day, gentlemen. Big goal for today is to get this thing to fire up. With engine swaps, it's really common for the last 20% to be 80% of the work. I'm sure there'll still be a few things left to finish up before we're done, but I just really want to hear Norman fire up today. So that is the goal. I'm gonna start by helping Chris finish up all the engine prep while Charles gets our shifter ready to go.
Here's our old shifty guy. Oh, look at that. That's fun.
Lift with your legs. Set a good example.
Watch your finger there.
This transmission is an O2J from a Mark IV Golf. It's got a wave track limited slip differential, which of course I am very excited about. Okay, get out of here. You're making me look like an idiot. Wait, which way are they going, like this? It's because it's painted, it's hard to fit.
No, it's not. You gotta knock these out.
Stock exhaust manifold on the 07K is going to run right into the firewall of the Mark III. This video is sponsored by Borla. After we get this thing started up, we're going to take it to them. They're going to build us a header and a complete exhaust system, which is awesome because we put Borla products on literally every car that we own. But for now, to get this thing started within 48 hours, I'm just going to cut this off. Thick metal. Is this an old blade?
You cut slow and steady, and even if it seems like you're getting nowhere, you're getting somewhere.
It's a life lesson.
Yeah.
You gonna cut straight?
I liked it better when you were nice to me.
I'm just asking.
Normal does not mean easy. If you do any sort of engine swap, at some point, it's gonna suck and you're gonna wanna quit. And that's when most people do quit. And that's why there's millions of people with half-done projects just sitting in their garages and that have been sitting there for like 6 years. Open header.
And with that, the engine is ready to go in the car. So I'm gonna check up on Charles and see how he's doing getting the car ready for the engine.
I'm not supposed to be doing the horn while you drive.
The big thing left to do here is to run the cables from that new CAE shifter into the engine bay. That does involve drilling new holes in the firewall, which is always a little nerve-wracking.
Going.
When you're under the dash, things get unbelievably cramped. Sometimes you can't even see what you're doing, let alone fit your hands in to reach what you're working on.
More?
Hold on.
Hold on.
So Chris is here to help me and Charles understand what the other needs.
All right, go ahead and ease them through.
All right, push it in.
Nice and easy.
Looks like a worm.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
That's so satisfying.
Can you pull the sleeves back
you can
out?
pull the sleeves.
Oh, I have the cables. I'm holding them.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the zip tie. James is cutting the zip tie now.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Bring friends when you work on your car, because sometimes the simplest things are nearly impossible to do all by yourself.
That's cool.
I want to take a second to defend Norman a little bit, because there was a lot of chatter in the comments saying, oh, I can't believe you guys paid $3,000 for that car. I wouldn't pay $1,000 for that car. Well, guess what, guys? We've cleaned this little guy up, and he is a super solid, super clean base car. You know how much rust we found? 0. This guy is a gem. Oh no, there's a little rust right here.
Right now, Chris and I are finishing up the engine mounts because everything else is ready for putting the engine in the car.
It's on there, just let me test it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Trans isn't going anywhere. Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
These moments are always a little stressful because you're dealing with an unbelievably heavy chunk of metal, and if you missed anything, either when prepping the engine or prepping the car, things could go very bad.
So the pump needs to go this way. Move the cables up, the trans cables. Now it can go up, right? Yeah. Watch your hands.
You gotta go up like 2 inches.
Yeah, watch your hands, Charles.
Yep.
That's good.
Okay, that might be good.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Now the other. Let it go. It's neutral, right? Like it's staying.
Yep, she good.
Yeah, dude.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little bit nervous, but that went incredibly smoothly. Because this is such a popular swap, we didn't have to fabricate a single thing. We ordered those mounts off the internet. Another reason to go with something normal.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, there's another one.
Who added the extra cylinder?
Pretty exciting, man.
It should be.
I'm honestly pretty stoked.
This is a monumentous part.
It feels so good seeing my little guy, sweet, sweet Norman, finally fitted with a fresh, healthy engine, with an extra cylinder to boot. He's gonna be so fun to drive and sound amazing. I'm feeling super motivated to finish this up. If everything goes smoothly, we should have it running by the end of the day.
It's the end of day 2, and we got our day 2 bad news. We got our CAE shifter all the way in, and the cables are too short. We can get longer cables to run the shifter, but CAE is located in England, and last I checked, they don't fly the Concorde anymore.
This is 100% on me. I must have sent CAE the wrong info, which is a real bummer because we don't have a lot of options now. Every solution we've considered entails delaying this project by at least a week. However, there is one way that we can finish it right now. Pulling the shifter off of my old green Golf, the gum car. Given our situation and the fact that Charles has a flight home tomorrow morning, we're out of options. I think this is what we need to do.
Super well done. Okay. Oh, we don't even have. Maybe a hammer wasn't the right tool for this job.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Hell yeah.
Watch this. I'm gonna pull it down and over.
The shifter is very cool, but we were kind of on the fence on whether we wanted to run it or not. This is Normie letting us know, hey, guy, I'm normal. What are you doing? I don't need a big old shiny belt buckle. I'm just a guy. We're like, oh, sorry, Norm. We just got excited, bud. Da 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 da. Victory!
You're the hero.
Hero
Pride myself on getting the job done quick.
Charles went and got the shifter. He's watching us, watching us, watching us, watching her fly away.
I can go either way, really. I'll have to get up there at some point, but
I think it's a good time to point out that even though we're in a professional shop with people who know what they're doing, we've already hit 2 big problems. Our first engine was full of rust, and now this. But honestly, that's just how big projects like this go. Running into nasty, seemingly insurmountable problems is normal. And yeah, sometimes you have to undo work you just did.
just like that, all that work.
And yeah, that sucks.
This is the point in the day where you gotta keep your spirits up and not die.
That's why I've become a big believer in keeping things as simple as possible. If you're looking for a challenge to take on with your friends, you don't need to do anything wild. An engine swap alone is plenty. The struggles, the triumphs, the hangs will be just as good either way.
All right, here we go with our other shifter.
Kind of makes all that work we did on the other one seem ridiculous, doesn't it? How long did I spend messing around with that shifter? A few hours.
Now that our shifter's dealt with, we can start installing everything else around the engine. Things like the serpentine belt and the axles. We're also taking this opportunity to upgrade the valve cover, and Chris is taking this opportunity to point out my flaws as a mechanic.
I wouldn't do that at all. Because you have all those open ports, and if nobody catches one going in there, kaboom.
What makes an engine swap bad?
When you have to modify the car so much to make it fit, where you can't service the car without pulling half of it apart.
What are 3 things that someone should consider when choosing the right engine for their car?
I think the most important thing people should look into is see how inexpensive it is to maintain and modify the engine. Because if you get an engine that's phenomenal but it's so damn expensive, like the S14, the E30 M3 engine, that engine fits in a lot of cars, but it's a very expensive engine to maintain.
Now what?
Now we bug Charles to come over here and finish up the wiring.
Wiring a swap on a Mk3 Volkswagen is tricky because the engine harness and the chassis harness are grouped together. So we have to trace and separate the wires that went from the old engine sensors and spark plugs to the ones that go to things like the headlights. And once that's done, the only way to remove the wires we don't want is to cut them.
No turning back. That's a lot of wires. This is like the car dude equivalent of cutting bangs. So if we miss something, it's fully my fault.
Charles seems mostly sure what we find, so I'm absolutely sure what we find.
So I'm gonna start here, be here, 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 then we're gonna go here. I'll lay the coil harness up here, and then I don't know where some of these go, so it might just be a little trial and error type situation.
The vibes are absolutely electric as the night gets closer to dawn.
While Charles is working on the wiring, Chris and I are going to install this gorgeous intake manifold, a beautiful piece made by, you guessed it, Integrated Engineering, complete with a laser etching of Norman's name. This will give us a bump in power and will really contribute to the look and sound of this car. The intake and fuel rail are installed, and Charles just got the wiring harness hooked up to the ECM.
Click.
In theory, everything's ready for the engine to fire. Battery's connected. It's got oil, but for some reason, it's just not happening.
Well, I'm seeing battery voltage, So that's good.
It's disappointing, but not necessarily surprising. There are hundreds of things that all need to be in place in order for this car to start. So odds are we probably just missed something.
Do we have power?
Charles thinks the issue is in the wiring and is digging into that now.
So what do I think is going on right now is, frankly, I don't know. We have no power on any of our add-on fuses.
But it's getting later and later, and we've been at this all day. There's a chance that we can figure it out tonight, but only a chance. It could easily take another 10 hours to sort that out. And by that point, the sleep deprivation would be setting in hard.
If we don't get fuel pump prime, then there means that there's nothing happening and there's a wiring connection issue.
So we're making the tough call to stop here and add a third day to the build. Sometimes you just need to walk away from your project for a little while and come back at it with fresh eyes. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that tomorrow's the day that Norman fires up for the first time with his new engine. While we're on the subject of walking away and first times, Kentucky Cobra. We're paying tribute to my homeland with our newest drop, the Kentucky Cobra capsule, now available at Speeed.co. T-shirt, poster, and Kentucky camo hat. I'm stoked to share this new artwork with you guys. It was designed by world-famous tattoo artist Han Shinko, the guy responsible for my spookiest tattoos. I've been a fan of Han for years. I have his art on my body, I have his art hanging in my living room, and now you can too, with the first ever Kentucky Cobra t-shirt and poster available now at Speeed.co. And now, let's try and get this freaking car started, guys.
Day 3.
Hours. 7,000.
And the car don't run or start.
So I was thinking about this also this morning.
Yeah.
In the messing around with all those wires under the dash, I think we had a wire come apart in the harness somewhere. And that's reasonable. I mean, we were pulling wires through, pushing them out. So I'm gonna try and attempt to start it by using a power probe right on the starter. And there is a like 35% chance that the car might actually start. Here's my power probe. We'll go right here on our signal wire. We ready? How you feeling? What do you think?
I try to be optimistic in everything I do, but I also am very superstitious.
Same.
So,
Same.
You know what? I'll be fine either way.
When you're ready.
Do it one more time. Well, that feels good.
Sounds good. All right, try it again. Stop. Yeah, dude, she starts. All right.
Awesome, so what happened?
Okay, the start signal goes out of the ignition switch to the relay panel, up to an alarm module, to that wire that you were just powering up right there. Somewhere between the relay panel and the alarm module, that wire's broken in some capacity. So I have a plan on how we can fix it. It's actually not a hard fix. This is huge. This is a huge
the car
moment.
starts.
He starts! I am so relieved. There's a million things that could have caused the issue. Turned out it was a simple wiring problem that's easy to fix.
If I could leave you with any wiring engine swap tips, never do this until you know everything is right. It was a stupid move on my part, and I'm fully willing to fall on that sword. If we miss something, it's fully my fault.
So Charles is gonna hop in the car to fix the wiring issue, while Chris and I put everything back on the car.
This car is so nice now. Oh yeah, dude. Really draws a lot of attention to this.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, here we go. We're writing. That'll take however long it takes. We're close. We're like that close. We are flashed back to our stock software. So now we get to actually tune it. This will give us more power. This tune file should take care of that.
Doesn't that look stock?
Charles, is the car in the air anymore or no?
No.
You want to start this
I
thing?
can. That old girl fires up real nice. Anybody gonna be mad if I give it just a little rev?
So far, everything seems to be working okay, which is nice, but also makes me a little bit nervous.
I don't do anything to me.
All 3, 2, 1. Good. Got some. Ready? Go.
Yo, dude. I mean, obviously I didn't drive it very far, but you can really tell that this car is completely different. We have some things to button up before we can take him on his first inaugural real drive. And one of those things is the exhaust. Luckily, our friends at Borla have offered to help us out with that. Now we're gonna load him up on a truck and take him to Borla. I've had a Borla exhaust on just about every car that I've owned since high school. They design and build everything themselves right here in the US. They're still family owned. Every exhaust comes with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. And most importantly, the entire reason we put exhausts on our cars, if we're honest with ourselves, they sound sick. These guys are obsessed with the sounds that cars make. I was walking through the shop earlier. Like, what the heck even, what is this thing? It's like a freaking Halo cannon, dude. You should see the setup that they have when they're testing exhaust. They treat every exhaust system like it's a symphony. And then they fine tune the sound using something that they call polyphonic tuning. End result, better scavenging, more flow, cleaner sound, more power, race car engineering stuff in your car. So whatever you drive, if you want it to sound good, you can't go wrong with Borla. So go to borla.com or click the link down below. I've been using these guys' products legitimately for like 20 years. I stand by these guys. All right, so everything we've done, every gasket, every bolt, every headache, every friend that we've flown cross country has been leading up to this. The first startup, the first real startup. Dude, 5-cylinder with equal length headers and a custom exhaust. Hell yeah, dude. That's what dreams are made of, boy.
It's wild sounding, dude. This is awesome. This is why you buy a 5-cylinder. One, it's cheap, makes decent power, but it sounds like a Group B car.
Oh, so what do you say we go drive down PCH, go to Neptune's Net, eat some freaking shrimp? Thank you, Borla. Driving Normie is such a joy. He's not gonna break the internet. He doesn't have any crazy modifications. He doesn't make insane horsepower. But after 3 days spent swapping his engine, I'm not sure how I feel about calling this a normal engine swap. First of all, I gotta come clean. Even though Normie ran on the final day at Chris's shop, we've since done a number of things to button up the swap and get him roadworthy. Second, without Chris and Charles, even a simple swap like this one would have been impossible, at least in one weekend. And finally, this was not easy. It was a legitimate challenge, one that was constantly on the brink of failure. And all of those things make me reluctant to call this a normal engine swap. But then again, what engine swap doesn't include all those things? Always having one more thing to button up, requiring the help of others, being a challenging, nearly catastrophic failure that somehow, some way, in the end, all comes together. So I think when it comes to engine swaps or big projects in general, that might just be as normal as it gets. Big thanks to everybody who helped us out with this project, whether they supplied parts or labor. Chris, Charles, I owe you my life. And most of all, thank you guys for watching. Maybe this video will inspire you to approach a big project with a certain level of realistic optimism. I love you.